Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another adventure of Reading with Grandma. We're going to continue the series about the little kittens, like the story I read yesterday, written by my 91-year-old mother. This story is called Two Little Kittens and Their First Adventure. There's those lovely, cute little kittens for somebody to color. One of my grandsons will do that. Okay. Two little kittens lived with their mother in a rather large house. Soon after they were born, Mother Cat told the father that she thought the names Bitsy and Sylvester were good names for them. Father Cat thought about that and said he thought those names would be all right. He kind of liked the sound of them. There was a forest on one side and a big field on the other. The kittens were not allowed to go outside in the yard because they were really not big enough to take care of themselves yet. That didn't stop the two kittens. They were sure they could take care of themselves and be on their own. It didn't take them long to learn their way around the house. They were taught where they could go and where they couldn't go. One place they couldn't go was up on the table or the shelf along the wall in the kitchen. That's where the family kept their food. Mother Cat told them they must not get into those things. The people who lived there took good care of them, feeding them good cat food. That is what they liked most anyway. They weren't sure how people food tasted anyhow. Mother Cat taught the kittens that they mustn't get up onto the table or countertops where the family's food was kept. One day, the smallest kitten decided to explore the field near their yard. She thought she was big enough to take care of herself. That was a big mistake. She was much too small to be on her own. One day, as she was prancing through the yard, she saw a small hole in the fence and decided to see what was on the other side of that big field. At least the field looked really big to a small kitten. She wiggled and squirmed her little body until she was part way through that hole in the fence. She wiggled some more, and with one more push, she got through that hole and found herself in the big field next to their home. There was so much to see. So different than their yard was. First, she spotted a butterfly floating up in the sky. How in the world could that little thing stay in the sky without falling down? She asked the butterfly how it could stay up in the air. The butterfly showed the little kitten how. There's the butterfly and the kitten. The butterfly, she showed her how she flapped her wings. She said that was how she could stay up there without falling down. The kitten scampered along, not realizing she had gotten a long ways away from the yard where she belonged. It seemed, at least to her, it seemed like it was a long, long way away. She looked around, but she couldn't see her yard anymore. It wasn't far away, but the kitten was small, so she couldn't see the yard because she had somehow turned herself around, and she was looking toward the forest, and not back around where her big yard was. She was lost. How would she be able to find her way home? She mewed and mewed. Mew, 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 mew. Mother Cat heard the baby kitten mewing and scampered over to her. "What are you mewing about?" her mother asked her. "I was lost. I couldn't find you, and I couldn't find our yard or the house." Mother Cat told the kitten they would go on a longer walk tomorrow. The little kitten couldn't wait to see new things she would find out about. They hoped tomorrow would get her soon. When the kittens woke up the next day, Mother Cat fed them and said, "Today you'll learn a little more and learn about things about the field, and maybe someday they would venture into the woods to learn about what was there too." They started through the field. Mother Cat showed them the big tree where they might be able to climb one day, using their claws to pull their way up, and maybe climb to the top of that big tree. The little kittens looked at that tall tree and couldn't imagine how they could ever get to the top of that big tree. As the family walked a little farther along the field, they came to a small garden worm that wiggled along the ground. The worm had such a skinny body. The kitten didn't know what to think about it. But the worm told her that was just how he was made. He didn't know he was so skinny. He just knew he was a worm, and that was how he was made. Next, the kittens came upon a big stick that was lying on the ground. They couldn't figure out what it was. They pushed it around with their little paws. It moved. What was that scary thing? They nudged it again. It moved again. The kittens jumped back. To them it was scary. What was that thing that moved? As the kittens poked at the stick, they asked their mother what it was. She told them that it was just an old stick that had fallen out of a nearby tree, but it wouldn't hurt them. And there's the kittens with the stick on the ground. As they continued along the path, the mother cat showed them different things that they would find when they walked along outside of their yard. There were a lot of things to learn about, and it couldn't be done in one day. She told them they would learn a little every day until they knew what everything was that they saw in their everyday world. The kittens learned what was harmful and what would not hurt them at all. One day the cat family was outside. The mother cat heard the baby mewing and realized she had gotten out of the yard. She scampered around the corner, listening for her kitten to call again. Sure enough, the kitten mewed again. Mother cat looked around and saw her little baby kitten in the yard next door, in the big field next to the yard. At first, she couldn't figure out how the baby kitten had gotten to that big field next door, but then she saw a small hole in the fence. Mother cat scampered through the yard and hopped over to the field where the little one was. She went over to the little kitten and licked her face, letting the little kitten know that her mother was there to take care of her. Mother cat told the little one that she mustn't go through the fence into that field, and especially should not go into the woods. The little kittens learned little by little that they should stay in the yard as they grew a little more each day. The baby kittens didn't realize how much they'd grown until one day Mother Cat mewed to her that she was getting bigger every day and soon would be on her own. But first, Mother Cat told her kittens, they would have to learn a little bit more about how to take care of themselves. She told them about the dangers that they would come across and all the ways they needed to learn to keep themselves out of danger. One of the things that they should watch out for were dogs, especially big dogs. They could bite or hurt them, and Mother Cat didn't want the little kittens to get hurt or bitten. Cats could scratch with their claws, but if a big dog came along, it might bite the little kittens before they could claw the dogs or any other animal. Of course, there were small dogs, but they could hurt the kitten too. One day Mother Cat told her two kittens she was going to take them along on a walk through the field beside their yard. She told the kittens to stay close to her, and she would show them around and let them see what the world looked like, but also to let them know what dangers to look out for. Everything went smoothly at first, but all of a sudden they came to a snake. I hate snakes. It was a small garter snake, and Mother Cat told the kittens it wouldn't hurt them, but they must be careful and not to scamper away too fast, and to scamper away fast if they saw any snakes bigger than that. And there were bigger snakes around the fields, and there could also be some in the big wooded area. She told them that snakes don't have teeth, they have fangs, long forked tongues that would hurt kittens as much as if something bit them. There were some snakes that were not harmful, but there were also ones that were harmful. Mother Cat told them she would tell them which ones were harmful and which ones wouldn't hurt them, and some of the other things they must be on the lookout for. She said it would take a while for the kittens to learn everything they need to know and what they should look out for. But right now the kittens were too tired to think about all they had learned. They just wanted to lie down and take a nap. Mother Cat realized the kittens tired easily because they were little and new. So they stopped in the shade of a big oak tree to lay down for a small nap. After the kittens woke up from their nap, Mother Cat said that maybe they would like to go for a walk in the woods nearby. She said it would be a good experience for them and it would help them to learn even more. And there are the two kittens looking at that little garter snake. The kittens looked around, up and down, as they walked into the big forest. There were lots of trees and big bushes, and moss covered some of the ground. The Mother Cat pointed out different things they came to. Large plants, some with leaves bigger than the kittens. As they went along the path, they looked up and down all the big trees and bushes and all the little plants. Everything smelled so different than in their yard. As they looked down the path, they saw more wiggly and squiggly things they had ever seen before. Mother Cat told them the names of all the different creepy and crawly things they came to, and also the names of all the big and little plants. There was so much to learn, the kittens mewed, that they would never remember so much stuff, and they would never learn the names of everything. But Mother Cat told them it would take time, that they didn't have to worry about it. Their mother assured them that it would take time to learn everything. After they had all rested a while, the Mother Cat said they should go home so she could fix some lunch. "Aren't you kittens getting hungry?" The kittens mewed back that they were very hungry. So there's the picture of the forest, the path that they took. They scampered alongside their mother, and the family hurried to eat some lunch. The tiger kittens ate up all their food, then mewed to their mothers that they were going into their bedroom and curl up on their pillows and rest. Even though they enjoyed their walk and learned a lot, they just wanted to rest and do nothing for a while. Mother Cat decided that she was going to join them. She was tired too. But tomorrow they would explore a little more of that forest because there were a lot more for them to learn about. The kittens thought about all they had seen, and as they closed their eyes, both of them mewed to each other about all they had seen. But before you could say Bitsy and Sylvester, the kittens were fast asleep. It didn't take long before the whole cat family was curled up on their pillows sound asleep. They had had a full day and didn't want to do anything for the rest of the day. That's the end of the story. I hope you all enjoyed it. The two little kittens and their first adventure. And like I said before, these are stories that my mother wrote. She is 90 years old. She wrote these for her children, great-grandchildren, and now for your enjoyment for your children. She made these into coloring books. We're hoping to be able to get these made into a book for her and sell them, and then other children may enjoy the stories and to color while they're at it. So I hope you all have a really super great day. Leave a like, a comment, hit the subscribe button and the bell to notify you when I'm reading another story. And have a super great day on your adventure. Bye.